The Love and Live Show, the truth and real, tell you how you feel.
Welcome to the Love and Live Show.
I'm Queen Lenore.
And I'm yb'I'ah.
And we're here with relationship advice by your side.
So what is the relationship advice for today?
Okay, this is like one of those common questions that I just really felt like we needed to deal with.
Okay.
In a relationship, and I don't care what kind of relationship there is, you need to trust your feelings on the people that you know. So, what I'm saying is, if somebody tells me something about yb'I'ah, I need to know yb'I'ah well enough to know, do I believe the person or not? Or should I ask yb'I'ah, was he feeling some kind of way about whatever the situation is? Don't just go off of somebody else's opinion or their reasons why they don't like somebody. Because they might have a good reason, but that don't match you. That doesn't fit with your personality with that person. Because each person treats each person differently. So if I treat my husband one way and I treat my best friend a different way, that's normal because the dynamics are different. But if my best friend comes to tell my husband something, he should know me well enough to know if that's something I would do. Just because I did it to my best friend doesn't mean I would do it to him.
Yeah.
You might be friends with both people, or you might not. You could be like, I just met this person, and this other person comes up and says, oh my goodness, yb'I'ah is horrible. He's this, and this, and this, and that. And you taking that person's feeling about yb'I'ah, and you're taking it on, and you don't even know him.
Okay, so don't judge based on what you hear. Best, kind of simplify it a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Don't judge someone based on what someone else says.
You know what? Each person is their own, and treat them as such. And just because you don't know the dynamics. Like me and yb'I'ah have a certain relationship, but he has a certain relationship with his aunt, his other aunt. I have a certain relationship with my other nephews. Does not make it where what you're looking in, being what you think the relationship is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because what we could do to each other or for each other might not be the same dynamic he has with his other auntie or what I have with my other nephews. Doesn't mean I'm two-faced or I'm not being myself. It's just what I'm more comfortable with. I might be more comfortable with yb'I'ah and he might be more comfortable with me. Doesn't mean he doesn't love his other auntie, and doesn't mean that she can't be the favorite. But you know what I mean? It's like we have these different dynamics, and for some reason we assume that everybody should be one way.
Yeah,
I've always said, because I always said I could date your man. I would tell my friends that I could date your man and he's not going to treat me the way he treats you, because I don't allow certain things. You could date mine and he's not going to treat you the same, because you might not allow the certain things that I allow, because we're all different.
Yeah, most certainly.
So you can't look on the outside looking in thinking you know something.
I feel like that is a good way to think about things, because people will hear one thing and they'll be like, oh, no way. Like, I can't believe that person would do that. When in reality, that person might not do that to you, but, they could be definitely doing this to someone else. And there could be reasons why, good or bad reasons why they're doing that to
exactly, because there's reactions.
But that's just what it is. And I feel like a lot of people, when they see certain things, it's hard for them to separate that, like to see someone doing that, like, oh, that's not what I know of you. Like your mother she raised you, so just imagine like a criminal or something. Oh, my son would never do that. Yeah. Because, that's not how I raised him. Every time he's around with the family, But little do they know, that's the side that they see, but in reality, he's over here, tossing bodies.
Doing what he's doing. I've been married twice. I treat this husband totally different than I treat the other husband. This husband is special, and that's why we made it 23 years. The other one, I couldn't feel comfortable. I didn't feel safe. I didn't feel secure in that relationship. So it got different.
It is like you said, has to do a lot with the level of comfort. Like you may, it may show certain sides of yourself, but it's still, at the end of the day, it still is you. Yeah. With someone with your friends, you might have that party friend that you know, we have that energy. We just have such a good time. Whereas, you know, that's what they are for you. And, you know, that's what you guys bond over.
Yeah.
You might have that game where, or you might have that friend where, hey, we play the game. This is how we bond.
Yeah.
You might have that friend where, okay, we talk business. We talk deep conversation. This is what we do. This is our bonding time.
Yeah.
And I feel like as people, we're so much more than just what you see.
You might not be being fake and phony. It's just your comfortability with whoever you with. Like, I'm crazy and I talk a lot and I do this and stuff. Mm-hmm. But you introduce me to somebody new, I'm quiet, I'm shy, and I'm more reserved. That's who I am. Until I get to know you, then you can't get me to shut up. But that's who I am. You know, you don't have to do that. Like, that is not what you have to do.
I don't even know.
But I'm just saying, you know. Okay, so we over here with these dynamics again. But, you know, it's one of those things that I feel people really need to have these conversation discussions, because I'm so tired of hearing people saying somebody's fake and phony because of this. And it's not. We are all different people. Mm-hmm. And we have different sides of us. And it depends on how comfortable we are to share our sides. We're not going to be vulnerable with you, and you are not making us comfortable to be vulnerable with you. Mm-hmm. You got to get that in your concept. I'm going to be more vulnerable with my husband because I'm with him every day. We lay in the same bed. We talk all the time. I mean, that's with that conversation. It's going to be more vulnerability. Chris, shut up. More vulnerability. But when you get, like, my best friend, I have one where I can tell her anything and everything. She's not going to try to fix the situation. She's going to be up there, and she's going to tell me yes or no, you wrong, whatever the case may be. So that is that friend I'm going to come and talk to and confide in on any relationship, because she's going to tell me like it is. Yeah. And you want to keep that in your mind and keep that in a focus, because you're the same way, and you want people to treat you as such. You have a friend that you know is going to be hardcore on you, and you're fine with that. But your other friend can't treat you the same way. And you're going to look at them funny. So think about it that way. Like, okay, this friend can do this, but you can't. But we still on the same level. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and there's respectful ways to do it, too. Yeah. You know, you can call people out or set people straight very subtly. Like, okay, you know, someone's doing it to you, right? And in that moment, you can be like, whoa, you know, like, very respectfully, please don't talk to me like that, because you are not this person. And put it in a real respectful way, because even that was a little bit harsh. Could be harsh, but you know.
But you gotta understand your levels, and like I say, respect when somebody says you're crossing the boundaries with them.
Exactly.
Respect that. I mean, that's just what you have to do in that area. If you're gonna be a true friend or in a true relationship with your spouse, or you know, getting ready to try to be in a relationship with your spouse, these are some dynamics that I think really interrupt in a relationship, because you can sit up here, and I know for females, I'm gonna say for me, you can sit here, my husband could be like, oh, when we were dating, I can't say it now, we've been married too long, but when I was dating Sally Sue, I did this and this and this. Well, why don't you do this and this with me? Because I'm not Sally Sue.
Exactly. That's
why it's so
important.
Yeah, and we get mad because of that, but it's Sally Sue had a different standards and needs that needed to be met, where my needs are not going to be met. He could give Sally Sue flowers every day. I don't want no flowers. So don't give me flowers every day. You know what I mean? So it's that dynamic.
And I feel like it's important to not make the comparison, especially in a relationship. I mean, don't compare. Take that person as who they are and who they are for you.
It's hard.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk for females.
No, it is most certainly hard.
Really hard.
Not even just for females, on both sides.
Yeah.
Especially like you said, as a man, you can say, okay, when I was dealing with, what's her name? She wasn't giving me no problems. When I was dealing with, she wasn't doing nothing. Oh, this, I would have never had to deal with this if it was, what's her name? You know, like, there's a lot that you can say.
And that's what we don't do in a relationship.
That's, you know, that sparks a whole different...
Yeah, that's a different conversation, because that's something you don't do in a relationship. You don't compare.
Yeah.
At all. Because I'm going to tell you right now, that will cause some insecurities. That will cause some major dynamics in your relationship where you cannot grow and build in that relationship. Do that if you want to. I promise you that you don't want to do that. That one you don't want. Think about it if the woman did it to you. No. Joe didn't do such and such. Frank didn't do that. But you know, Frank did it like this. Oh, you ain't.
You're like, whoa, whoa.
You don't want to go there. Like, you
your
don't want to
roll.
go there. Like, that is putting, doing that will put damage in your relationship.
Yeah, and you go back and
really,
forth. Next thing you know, she did this, and you did this,
and
he did this.
Exactly.
Oh, my goodness.
And you might say, what's the dynamic different from how Elias said it to me? I said it's because the woman is bringing it up. And saying, when you guys were having your little pillow talk or walking and dating, and you were saying all the stuff that you did for this woman and you did this, and she's bringing it up like, why you don't do that for me? It's totally different than saying, well, when I was with Sally Sue, she didn't get on my nerves like this. When I was with Sally Sue, she cooked for me every day. When I was with Sally Sue, she massaged. See the difference? If you don't see it, you're going to have problems. It's a difference. So you don't want that. Nope. It's a difference in that conversation. Because you got to understand, people's feelings get hurt, and it's hard to fix it once it's hurt. It is hard to fix the feeling once it's hurt. You can build and grow a relationship. You go down in it, it's hard to build it back up. And you can think it's back up because they ain't saying it, but best believe it's in the back of their mind what it is. And so the next time you do it, it's going to be more of an explosion.
Oh, my goodness.
Than it ever will.
Built up. Then you're like, where did this come from? I thought we were over this.
And you're going to be like, in 1972, you know when you said blah, 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 blah? I thought we was over that. Well, apparently we ain't, because look at what you just did. I'm just letting you know how it's going to go.
Remember 1972 no more. You might have to double check. Wait, did that really happen?
Yes. You don't let it go. You don't let it go.
Your best life. They just waiting for this. They got this. Oh, no. They were just waiting for this moment.
Because they don't, you knocked out that trust. And once you knock down that trust, it's hard to let that trust go. So it's like you can't ever make that same mistake again or anything close to that. So the best thing is never to knock down the trust. Never to do that. Because it doesn't matter if it's a male or female. It's always going to be in the back of their mind of what happens. So don't knock down the trust. Build it up slowly. So then if it messes up, you be like, oh, I didn't know. I stepped over a boundary. Never do it again. And you stay focused. But when you do a big dip, it's hard. When you do a little dip, it's a learning curve. And then you can't really do a little dip the longer the relationship is there. You've been together with somebody 5 years, you can't do the little dip. Because you should already know. So it's a lot of dynamics that we hold on each person on the responsibility level. So as this relationship advice is, take each person as who they are to you, not who they are to somebody else. You got this relationship with them, and it's totally different than what they have with somebody else. My relationship with Elijah is going to be different than my relationship with my other nephews, and it's okay. My love for them is strong. They got different parts of my heart. That's how it is. And that goes for everybody. And it doesn't make somebody fake or phony because they give you what they give you. They give you what they get from you. And you get what they give you. So it goes both ways. Relationship advice, this was a tough topic, but it works very well if you respect everybody at their level.
I feel like that's a good way to say it and a good time to wrap things up. Be sure to love
and live
each day
as if it were
your
last.
Smooches.